gadgets you can buy, offering relief from the stress of route finding and map reading.
Recently, prices have come down, and now you can pick one up for less than an iPod Nano.
Turn right.
So what's the best entry-level sat-nav you can buy? Well, that's what the final part of this week's challenge will decide. I reckon it's a TomTom One 3rd edition. TomTom are the market leaders in in-car sat-nav, and they've come out on top in all previous Gadget Show sat-nav tests. This entry-level model has a 3.5-inch touchscreen, but only comes as standard with British maps. For Europe, you pay extra.
I've gone for the cheaper Magellan RoadMate 1200, but also has a 3.5-inch touchscreen and comes with full European maps.
To test how easy our sat-navs were to use, Susie and I were set the task of inputting a destination while being driven very quickly around the track at Silverstone Rally School. The one who completed the task fastest would be the winner.
3, 2...
So, first up, Susie with the Magellan.
Go!
Come on, little Magellan, so I'm going to switch you on first.
Woo! That's amazing!
Fast switch-on speed is vital for these things. There's little more annoying than waiting for your tech to turn on. The Magellan took just 5 seconds to switch on, then it was on to entering the address.
I want to enter Birmingham. B.
At this point, the screen proved just too small, and I kept hitting the wrong keys. More expensive sat-navs tend to have bigger screens, but for some reason, manufacturers think that entry-level machines have to be smaller, and that makes them a lot less easy to program. This was taking ages.
M. Come on, M. This is a disaster.
Often it's the passenger who programs the sat-nav once you're on the road. So this test, though extreme, is a perfect way of showing up any flaws in the device's usability. One big plus for the Magellan was how clear the screen stayed all the way around, despite some very bright sunlight.
Birmingham. Thank God for that.
Finally, I'd got the address in.
Yes.
All I had to do now was wait for it to calculate.
Come on, calculate. Come on. This is ridiculous. Right. Stop.
Is that it?
Wow, that's the most fun I've had with a sat-nav in my life.
It had taken Susie 2 minutes and 6 seconds, and she'd stopped 20 metres shy of the start-finish line.
Hello.
The gauntlet was well and truly in the dust for me and my TomTom.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, I'm pushing on.
The TomTom took 6 seconds to come on.
Sat-nav is on. Right, press the screen.
1 second slower than the Magellan, but still very acceptable. On to programming the address.
Oh, my God! No! The city, first of all. Right, let's try Birmingham. How am I supposed to do this? How am I supposed to do this?
Just like Susie, I had problems with the size of the screen on the TomTom. The keys are actually slightly bigger than they are on Susie's Magellan.
No! Just pressed all the wrong buttons.
But in the bright sun, the screen was more tricky to read than Susie's, and that was causing me big problems.
No! I don't believe it! Pete, oh my God! Oh! M! Yes, Birmingham! Praise the Lord, I'm into Birmingham. Where am I going?
I finally got the address in, 30 metres short of where Susie had stopped, but I still had to wait for the processing. This was going to be very tight.
Buffering! You know there's a forest there, don't you? I love the woodland creatures, but I don't want to meet any right now. Buffering, I know, she's beaten me. I know she's beaten me already. Stop!
I'd lost. It had taken a whole 10 seconds longer than Susie to get my TomTom programmed.
Beaten!
Victor!
To a pulp.
Victor!
By the Paris!
So, Mia and my Magellan won the first part of the challenge, but now we're going out onto the public road to see which sat-nav is best at guiding us to our destination. Are you ready in the blustery wind?
I'm ready.
Come on then.
The rules were simple. This was a straight race from Silverstone to the Gadget Show studios in Birmingham. A journey of just over 60 miles. We had to stick to the speed limits, observe all the laws of the road, and crucially, only go where our sat-navs told us to go.
You ready?
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah, I just said I'm ready.
All right, well, let's go then.
Oh! Right from the off, our sat-navs chose different routes. And before I'd even gone a mile, my Magellan had got me confused. While on the screen the arrow said I had to go right, the voice was telling me something different.
This
it was telling me to keep left. So I did, and then by the time it's almost turned right, I'd already gone into that left-hand lane. It was too late. Now I'm on the wrong dual carriageway.
The Magellan did recalculate very quickly, though, and told me I'd have to make a U-turn after a couple of miles. Great! 5 minutes wasted, and I was still less than a mile from Silverstone.
Susie going the wrong way meant that she was now going the same way as me. The right way, according to my TomTom, which was giving me clear and concise instructions.
After a couple of minutes, I was making my U-turn at the next junction on the dual carriageway, and that, it appears, confused the hell out of Jason.
There she goes. That doesn't bode well, does it? Where's she gone, then? Our sat-navs clearly had different routes in mind for us. This was going to be a very interesting race.
My Magellan was taking me up the M1 onto the M6 and down through Birmingham from the north.
Whereas my TomTom was taking me up the M40, onto the M42, and then into Birmingham from the south. It was going to be tight.
It has to be said that for the rest of the race, both sat-navs performed perfectly. Both screens were clear and easy to see, and all the instructions were spot on.
So in 1.1 miles, I'm turning off for the M6 to go towards the sparkling, glittering metropolis that is Birmingham.
After the best part of an hour, we were both in Birmingham traffic. It was very close, but because we were approaching the finish from opposite directions, neither of us had any idea how the other was doing.
We're very near now. We're very near.
Come on, bus, shift it!
Truth.
Right, then you have reached your destination.
Oh, no, look, there's a red light.
No!
Yay! What took you?
Yay! The Magellan. Me and my Magellan won the challenge.
Do you know what? I just got to say, I was right behind you, wasn't I, when you pulled into that car park at the end?
Yeah, all right, he was pretty close
there was a
behind me.
metre behind us, and your Magellan did make a mistake, whereas the TomTom didn't.
Well, it made a small mistake, but recalculated very quickly.
OK.
I arrived at the car park first,
Yeah.
and don't forget it was quicker to programming while we were rallying.
Should we call it a draw?
I think that's fair, actually.
Yeah, it is, because we would both recommend these entry-level sat-navs, wouldn't we?
They're both really good,
Yeah.
and both little. Great.